In chapter 8, lesson number 1, function tables. We need to know what function is and how can we make a table for this function. Let's begin by this real world link. A rabbit-throated hummingbird beats its wings about 52 beats per second. Too fast. 52 beats per second. Number 1. Make a table show many times this bird beats its wings in 2 seconds. If we suppose that the number of seconds is s, so we have 2 seconds, and this will be s means the number of seconds multiplied by 52. So this will be 2 times 52, which is 104, as you can see. In problem 2, we need the same but in 6 seconds. So instead of s, we are going to write 6. So this will be 6.52, 6 times 52. This will give you 312. Problem 3, we need to know how many wing beats in 20 seconds. So the same, we substitute the variable s with 20. So this will be 20 times 52 will give you 1040. Now, in problem 4, a giant hummingbird beats its wings about 10 times per second. 10 times per second. Make a table to show how many times the giant hummingbird beats its wings in 3 seconds. So now the rule will be different. It's s times 10 now, because that giant hummingbird beats its wings about 10 times per second. And we have 3 seconds, so instead of s, we are going to write 3. So 3.10, 3 times 10 will be 30. Now this was introduction about the function. So let's know now what is the function. And you need to focus on these highlighted words. You need to remember them very well. A function is a relation that assigns exactly one output value, means result, to one input value. So we have input and output. Input usually will be the value of the variable and the output is the answer. So input is the variable, output is the answer. The number of wing beats, the result, the output, depends on the number of the seconds, which is the input, which is the variable. The function rule describes the relationship between each input and output. The function rule, in the first case, it was s.52. For the second case, for the giant hummingbird, it was s.10. So that if you know what is this s, you know the input, so you can know the output. Also here, if you know what is the s, so you know the input, so that you can find the result, which is the output. So the function rule describes the relationship between each input and the output. You can organize the input-output values and the function rule in function table. In a function, the input value is also known as the independent variable. The input, the number that you want to evaluate, is called the independent variable, since it can be any number you choose. The value of the output depends upon the input. Of course, we need to put here a value to know the result. So this is the independent and this is the dependent. So the independent variable, the value of the output depends upon the input value. So the output value is known as the dependent variable. So we have a function, we have function rule, function table, independent variable, and dependent variable. It's important to remember these names and to remember their definitions, not for asking about them. No, I'm not going to ask you about them, but when we talk together, when I say function rule, when I say independent, when I say dependent, you should know what do I mean. Let's take this problem and solve. We have here the input, and we have here the function rule, and we have here the output. The input, we name it as x, so this x could be 4, could be 7, could be 10. So you stick to the numbers we give you. And this is the function rule, means we need you to make x minus 4. Means in the first case, which is x equals 4, you are going to replace x with 4. So this will be 4 minus 4 means 0. For the number 7, replace it with x. So 7 minus 4, this will be 3. For the number 10, replace it with x. So this will be 10 minus 4, and this will be 6. The same is happening in this problem. The input may be 0, 2, or 5. The rule is 3x. What does it mean 3x? Means 3 multiplied by x. So x one time could be 0, could be 2, could be 5. So I will write it this way. 3 multiplied by 0. 3 multiplied by 2. 3 multiplied by 5. So here it will give you 0. Here it will give you 6. Here it will give you 15. In problem C, we give you the output as 1, 3, and 5. And we want you to find the input, the x we put at the beginning. This is gonna be very easy. Just do like this. 2 parentheses. There was a number here, then minus 1, and the result is 1. So what should we put here? For sure, it must be 1. Because 2 times 1 is 2, minus 1 is 1. So the original number, it was 1. Let's do it again. Let's imitate the rule to x minus 1. So 2 times what number? Minus 1 will give you 3. Of course, it should be 2. So here, this number is 2, because 2 by 2 is 4, minus 1 is 3. So the original number, it was 2. Now, the same is happening. 2 times what number? Then minus 1 will give you 5. For sure, this number should be 3 because 2 multiplied by 3 is 6 minus 1 is 5. So the original number, it was 3. Now let's do the same here. Let's finish this column first. So 3 times what plus 2, 3 times what plus 2, 3 times what plus 2, and so on. So let's try to deduce this number. 3 times what plus 2 will give you 17. Of course, 3 times 5. Because 3 by 5, 15 plus 2, 17. Here 3 multiplied by 6. 3 times 6, 18. 18 plus 2, 20. So here is 6. Here is 3 multiplied by 9. 3 times 9 is 27. 27 plus 2, 29. So this is 9. See how easy? Now moving on. Problem E. Brianna bikes 12 miles per hour. The function rule that represents this situation is 12x, where x is the number of hours. Make a table to find how many hours. How many hours? How many hours? So we need the x. So we will give you the y. Make a table to find how many hours she has biked when she has gone 12, 36, 38 miles. So we put here 12, 36, 48. And we do here like 12 times what? 12 times what? 12 times what? This is very easy and clear because this will be 12 times 1, so number of hours 1. 12 times 3, so number of hours 3. 12 times 4, so number of hours is 4. Now we need you to graph, so let's plot the points as we know in the first term. From 1 to 12, so here is an ordered pair, is 1 and 12. And here is another ordered pair, 3 and 36. And here is another ordered pair, input and output, x and y. So all ordered pairs like x and y, 4 and 48. Now let's plot the points. We need 1 up to 12. 1 up to 12 nearly will be here. 3 up to 36, from 3 up to 36, this is 35, so 36 will be here. 4 and 48, from 4 up to 48, before the 50 a little. This is the graph of the function. Moving on. We have two problems in the guided practice. Let's start with problem number 1. Isaiah is buying jelly beans in bulk. They cost 3 per pound, and a candy dish costs $2. The function rule 3x plus 2, where x, you need to know what is x. Pay attention, everybody. X is the number of pounds. So if we know the number of pounds, we can substitute to know the cost. X is the number of pounds can be used to find the total cost of X pounds of jelly beans and one dish. Make a table that shows the total cost of buying 2, 3, 4. So put here 2, 3, and 4 because this is the input. Pounds is the input. They mention here X is pounds, so X is the input, pounds is the input. 2, 3, and 4. So here it will be like 3 multiplied by 2 plus 2, and here 3 multiplied by 3 plus 2, and here 3 multiplied by 4 plus 2. 3 by 2, 6 plus 2, $8. 3 by 3, 9 plus 2, 11. 3 by 4, 3 by 4, 12. 12 plus 2, 14. See how easy? You just know what is the input, what is the output, what are you given? Are you given the input or the output? And that's it. This is what you need to pay attention for. Are you given the input? Are you given the output? Do we ask you to graph? These are the three main points in this lesson. In problem number 2, Jasper hikes 4 miles per hour. The function rule that represents this situation is 4x. Of course, 4 times the number of hours, where x is the number of hours. Make a table to find how many hours. How many hours means we need the x. We need the x means we need the input. So we will give you the miles. We will give you the output. Make a table to find how many hours he has hiked when he has gone 8, 12, and 20 miles. So these are miles. We'll put them in the miles column. So 8, 12, and 20. And here 4 times what? 4 times what? 4 times what? It's easy for you to discover that this is 4 by 2. So here is 2 hours. 4 by 3. So here is 3 hours. 4 by 5. So here is 5 hours. Now let's plot, because you know that this is an ordered pair x and y, all ordered pairs like x and y. So this is 2 and 8, 3 and 12, 5 and 20. So from 2 up to 8, 8 will be nearly here. 3 up to 12, 12 is nearly here. 5 up to 20, 20 is exactly here. You need to be sure of your answer. You have your straight edge. If you have a straight edge like ruler or something, and you can extend to see really they are on one straight line, just using your ruler, you need to extend, but you leave it like this. Just put the ruler. Of course, I don't have a ruler now. That's why I made a line. But you are not allowed to make a line, just leave the dots as they are. That's it for our lesson for today. If you have a question, you can write it down in comments.